Она учит быть собой и чувствовать, а не думать. Мы все умеем думать, но мы разучились чувствовать. А значит, мы разучились любить.
Here?
What are you doing in Russia?
Well, honestly, I would say if you asked me that question a year ago, I would have no idea why I would be coming to Russia. The simplest way that I can answer that has been by a consciousness that is forming here, that has been formed actually, that is continuing to expand out into the world based on a mystic woman named Anastasia. And her whole series of about 9 books that were written by her partner Vladimir Megre, who is a Russian author, Russian born. And these books have created a stir in the collective of many different beings who are looking to really simplify their life and fundamentally come back to how to create a space on land, on the earth, to birth their children and to grow their own food and to live in a very simple and yet bountiful and healthy and radiant way, consciously and spiritually thriving on the earth. So our intention is to actually connect into this consciousness and to allow synchronicity, allow destiny to fulfill itself. Make all the connections that we can and go to all the places that we can go, which will allow us to really understand and embody what is happening here in Russia. What is this Anastasia consciousness, and what are all these thousands of people leaving the cities of Russia to go into establishing these new eco-villages and following all this advice through the books on how to create back with the earth and how to create a new practical and grounded paradise, and bring love as the sole answer to all the world's problems. Beginning in Mount Shasta and flying out of San Francisco with little or no expectations of Russia, we flew to the city of Moscow, and that's where we began to tap into some of the Russian city culture. Well, it is the largest country in the world, Russia, and at the time I knew very little of the geography and the different regions that made up the Russian Federation after the Soviet breakup and the fall of the wall. It was definitely very much quite a monumental learning experience into the current Russian culture and the way of life there, from the great brown bears to their national ubiquitous soup, borscht, to the various other offerings that make up a very thriving and alive Russian culture. Most people here in the West look at Russia and they think of a cold and faceless place, and we sort of have a subconscious image of Russia from the Cold War in the 80s, and some of us who went through those experiences. And so I was really excited to break down those barriers within myself, to be able to experience all of Russia for what it is and what it has been and what it's becoming through the current situation in the Russian culture and the one in which that has been forming through Anastasia. We were certainly very excited to connect in with Vladimir Megre and his team as this feeling inside continued to expand, and we had just arrived a day before. So we definitely knew that we were about to embark on a very incredible journey.
Vladimir, can you explain briefly the main concept behind your ideology?
Нет, я не могу рассказать о концепции своей идеологии, потому что
I cannot explain the concept behind my ideology, because when I was writing my first book, I did not input any ideology there. I simply wanted to tell about people who lived in Siberia and to answer the questions I faced at that time. And ideology, if it happened to occur, occurred by itself.
Where did you find inspirations to write such books?
Там, в Сибири, в тайге, я попадал из...
I found them there, in Siberia, in taiga. Very often I was living the civilized world on a big vessel and was visiting remote places where I met people with totally different ways of perception, different philosophy, and a different pace of life. They were often described incorrectly, but I've met healthy and strong men and beautiful women in taiga, and I wanted to tell the truth about them.
You sold millions of copies of your books, and why do you think they are so popular? What is it about them?
I think that the book gets its popularity due to the power of images that are in the book. If the image is lucid, attractive and strong, then book will be read. And if the image instead is weak and plain, then such book won't be bestseller. Second one is that whether or not the book contains the idea that resonates with one's soul. If the author is able to reach such resonance, then this book will need not any promotion. That is why I never promoted any of my books. They published in more than 20 countries. However, I never offered my books for publishing in any of those countries. It was done by people's initiative.
Sometimes when you think about eco-villages, you think of hippies hanging around. But from what I've seen here, they are normal people just wanting to change the way they live and go back to nature. What do you think of these people?
Ну, знаете, я так вот могу сказать, что, наверное, это те люди, которые
I would say that these people are the ones who realize the essence of God. They are close to Him. They are the ones who want to take good care of their children. And if they are considered the odd ones, it's only because a deliberate attempt to spread negative rumors is taking place. But these people who never lived off land before now are taking 1 hectare of land and creating the kin domains for their children. What legacy are we leaving our kids with anyway? An apartment in short-lived 80 years at most? But by creating a kin domain, they are leaving an everlasting legacy for the children, grandchildren, and grand-grandchildren. As one of our governors stated, the future of Russia belongs to such people. Interestingly enough, this movement reached far beyond Russia. I know, for example, how some American people accept these ideas, how some people in England like it. One whole family from Israel came to Russia countryside to live permanently. Sure, I am proud that people like this have appeared. It is like a breath of fresh air. No one rules over them, no one commands them, no one helps them in any way. However, these people acting now against all odds. Just imagine, a single mother builds her own house without any mortgages. Yes, it is made of clay, but at least she's got a dwelling to live in and a big parcel of land to sustain her family. This is a solution for crisis, a worldwide crisis. Once on web conference, we asked our first deputy prime minister at that time, Dmitry Medvedev, what he thinks about Eco-village movement. To our surprise, he said that he has been studied that concept for half a year and found it feasible with minor adjustments. I understood that nobody can evaluate all pluses and minuses of this movement. Let us observe the process that we would be able to understand later. I don't understand it myself either. I remember how a few years back my car got stuck nearby an abandoned empty field with no houses, and just in a few years settlement Rodnoye of hundreds of houses has appeared there.
Here at Anastasia Fund headquarters, drawers are full of letters and other materials sent by people. It then gets sorted out and put into database.
Does someone answer these letters?
Yes, of course, time permitting. We have just 2 staff members. One is taking care of the website and I take care of the rest. We are planning to hire more people eventually, and then all letters will be answered.
Do you have plans for expansion?
Yes, of course, we are planning to develop tourism business as was described in book 8.
I would like to state that Anastasia is more real than one could imagine. She was the first who brought up the knowledge to me that I wasn't able to recognize at the time. I spent 10 years searching for wisdom, and now I realize that all great teachers that came into my life during this 10 years were sent to me by her, just to teach me the same wisdom that I first read in her books back then.
I heard about his books through many of my different brothers.
Я, говорит, слышал о ваших книгах от очень многих своих друзей и товарищей.
In Hawaii,
на Гавайях,
in different places where there are eco-villages like Ashland. Yeah, and we ordered like 3 dozen of the books of every single one.
И он сразу же почему-то заказал где-то 30 с лишним книг, ну в то время еще там только 6 книг пришло на место.
And we distributed the books.
И мы стали дистрибьютором ваших книг.
And I hadn't read any of them.
И он еще к этому времени даже ни одной не успел прочитать.
Because I knew what you were talking about.
Но как бы я знал, о чем это.
So there's synchronicity happening here on many levels.
Он говорит, здесь происходит какая-то синхронность.
Синхронизация
на многих уровнях.
Да.
Анастасия сказала, что я приведу к тебе людей, ну, в самом начале я писал, которые тебе пояснят больше, чем я. Ты их будешь больше понимать с такого уровня.
Anastasia told him that she will draw so many different people to him who will explain more for him than she could explain.
Я тогда думал, что это какая-то мистика.
I thought it's some kind of mystic or magic.
И вообще вот это очень здорово, что вот люди, в том числе и духовные, как бы.
It is great that people of different spiritual backgrounds started to come together around this idea without a calling.
А вот я сейчас понял.
I just understood one more thing that she did.
Вот, допустим,
you, for instance,
своим языком
will be talking to your people in your own words, and they will understand you. They would not understand me, and it is not because of the language differences, but rather the differences of mentality and perception. You understood the essence of Anastasia, and now you could deliver the idea in your own way. What are your plans for the near future?
We're going to go to the taiga first. That's the only plan I know.
Not for...
The Siberian energies are profound. We were certainly taken into a journey where all expectations had to be left behind. We packed quite light and were able to journey very swiftly through many different cities bordering the Ob River, and we had quite a few synchronic connections which we really felt we were taken care of, especially at a time in the transition between the fall and the winter when the river freezes over. Our interactions with the native people were both high vibrational and as well as experiencing some of the deeper sadness that is akin to what may be happening on the Native American reservations here in America. One of the really exciting things that we were able to do in the taiga was to actually go and pick blueberries and crowberries and cranberries and dance amongst the trees and connect into harvesting cedar cones and allowing the spirit and the energy that is so vital in the forest. We were blessed with being able to connect in with different animal medicine spirits and had different experiences with eagles and bears, birds, all around. We experienced the special vibrations of Anastasia and really felt her in numerous dream states and connecting with her through deep meditation. That was a very incredible experience, and being able to hike into the deep nectar of the Siberian cedars and spend a few nights out in the woods, really allowing ourselves to deepen into what the cedar trees and what the simple message that Anastasia has coming from Siberia about connecting into the original paradise grid, the original Ved-Rus civilization. Thank you, Anastasia, for everything that you have given to us. Your air, your breath, your cedar, your cones, your love and inspiration. Not just for us, but for this entire world and every soul who's awakening at this time.
The space itself helps a lot. Your every thought stays there. Around our settlement, anyone can feel it, especially children. When they return from school, they really feel like coming home. They can tell the difference.
We were very fortunate to have made an initial connection with one of the leaders and co-founders of the Eco-Village Rednoia, a very happy and boisterous man who was in fact like a big brown bear in himself and just had such a great big open heart and was very, very, very interested in connecting with us deeper, and we felt so at home in Rednoia, especially at Anatoly's kin domain, where we were treated as not just guests, but family.
Получается, мы первые поселенцы и как бы основатели, потому
Yeah, it's been like 7 people first settlers here who paid money, prepared all the paperwork, but he was the main man behind all the paperwork, all the permission and stuff, and acquiring this land.
How many people live on the Eco-Village now?
Семей 40-50. Ну, никто их не считает как бы.
Nobody count them, but around 40 to 50 families.
Okay.
Есть где-то в районе 200 поместий. Не гектаров, а поместий, потому что гектары побольше.
So there are approximately 200 plots divided around this area.
And that's of 1.5 hectares to 2.5 hectares?
Размер этих участков примерно.
Минимальный 1,20 соток и более. Там, ну, до 1,5, до 1,6, вот так вот. Ну, иногда
the minimum is 1.2 hectares and the maximum 1.6, 1.7 hectares.
Okay. So ask him, how's it been going for the last 6 years?
Ну и как?
Has there been a lot of growth?
Какая динамика? Что происходило за последние эти годы?
Может, схему принести? Так неудобно.
Was this him? He's got a map, so I can show you.
Can you explain this a little bit?
Можете объяснить?
How it began with the spiral?
Как вы пришли к тому, что сделать спиралевидное расположение участка?
А вы завтра поговорите с нашим архитектором. Она...
Чисто интуитивно.
Mostly intuitively.
Было 7 проектов. 7.
It was like competition, choice between 7 different projects, landscape projects.
То есть у нас архитектор берет поле и вписывается в него.
Что-то вот пришло.
But it came from the heart, probably some.
Земля покупается у крестьян. Боевая.
The land they acquired here, it was bought from the farmers around here.
Большими полями.
And you buy as a whole field. You buy the whole
Делается
field.
проект.
You create the design, your like project, and you submit this project.
И участки уже потом 1,2 гектара примерно отдаются людям.
And after you acquire the whole field, then you cut it or divide it into the plots.
And it's interesting to note that these eco-villages all started from the inspiration of the Anastasia's books, and in the last decade there's been over 300 of these eco-villages that have formed through the consciousness of Anastasia and through these 9 books that Vladimir had begun to write. Through these hundreds of eco-villages, there are thousands of people who have left the cities, and what is even more profound is that many of these people are not just your typical earth spirit loving hippie type people. They actually are very well educated. A lot of them are owners of big corporations, university professors, graduates, postgraduates, people who are what we would say part of normal society, and who have chosen that through these books, since it's created such an incredible inspiration to the soul of Russia, they have tapped into this consciousness and have taken action. So when we look at places like where we are right here today, in this great energetic field of the Russian people and the Black Sea. The Black Sea is just right over these mountains, and here I am at a dolmen. There are hundreds, if not thousands, of these dolmens spanning hundreds of kilometers, thousands of kilometers along this coastal plain on the eastern block of the Black Sea. Some of these dolmens are dated well beyond 4,000 to 5,000 years ago, and even beyond that. We ask, why did people arrive here? Why did they live here? Why did they create these dolmens? What was the community lifestyle here? Why do people come here? During the summer, there are thousands of visitors here every day coming to these dolmens to connect with these energies, to feel the presence of these structures, these Neolithic structures that obviously during those times had a major presence in the lives, in the cultures of these people, of these tribes that lived here. They represent those who chose as what we call today shamans, or oracles, or teachers, gurus, lamas, those who connect with spirit in order to distribute the information and the knowledge to those who are newly born, to create a cycle and a circadian rhythm in which people could access the wisdom and create harmony within their community, create an understanding and awareness. So many different theories for the dolmens that shamans of different tribes elected to bring themselves. They were chosen. They chose themselves, and through the council of the tribes, elected to remove the roof or block of the outer structure of the dolmen, enter the dolmen, and then the roof was then enclosed over them to carry on the teachings and the lineage and the oracle for the tribe. This is just one theory for these dolmens. What stories they have for us, what transmissions, what visions, for not only Russians, but for all the people that are awakening at this time around the world. In any case, there's great peace amongst these giant stones. They speak to meaning and recognition of life, the deeper connection with Earth and with the spirit that we all embody, not only as humans, but as ones who are stewards of this planet, of these trees, of these plants, of this dirt, and of this stone. Because at this time, this Earth is asking us, not even asking us anymore. It's to the throttle of the edge of the cliff. We are being asked to leap into an unknown energy field with complete open hearts, to allow ourselves to awaken our minds and unfold in our journeys together, and to unify collective consciousness, and to create from that perception in which many of us will thrive, many of us will be in harmony. And not only the wisdom of our ancestors, but the enthusiastic, passionate creativity from the children that are coming forth, these new children, allowing this intergenerational activation, and not just dialogue, but in which we can start to take action towards this new system on Earth. For this is how we create and co-create a new Earth, not just sustainable, but spiritually thriving. So as we progress out of the ancient dolmens and their relationship with the people of this area, and we connect with these new children that are birthing at this time, we go towards this little town of Tekos, where a unique experience is happening with 300 children in a school that I wouldn't be surprised has been inspired by the very magnetic, ley line, supportive field that these dolmens have created for thousands of years. Oh, it's for the boys.
For the boys.
So all your studying is done separately then? Women study together?
No, it doesn't need so.
Boys study?
Also we gather together at round tables and just discussing some problems.
With men and
women.
Some very unique design. Work as instant as you got. a strong kind of Celtic druid. You know, these are also pagans, sort of that you're tuning back into, like the original god, you know, of the land. So, Mikael, what do you think about the indigo children phenomenon?
Каждый ребенок, если он психически здоровый, он несет в себе то, что мы сегодня отмечаем как индиго. Думаю, что дети от рождения любви, они дети индиго. И так было тысячелетиями назад, и самый древний, в моем представлении, первый человек, сотворенный волей Божией, он и был индиго, то есть открытый, чистый, честный, благородный, благодарный, любящий жизнь и гармонично открытый ей, как соучастник всего того, что происходит в жизни. Современный человек созрел до того, чтобы видеть первоистоки, чистоту детской бесконечности. Индиго — это вечность, которая смотрит в нас глазами ребенка. И когда у нас чувство вечности есть, у нас есть и чувство индиго. И для того, чтобы нам не делить детей на индиго и не индиго, надо просто смотреть на ребенка как на явление вечности. Я думаю, что родитель, который желает просветленности и святости, он осознанный, ребенок осознающий, что он ребенок. А ребенок как ребенок, он ребенок, который не осознает, что он ребенок, но он просто несет святость и чистоту, и не осознавая, что он ее несет. А родитель, он, утратив вот это чувство святости, в тоске к ней, хочет быть ребенком и становится. И так они приближаются друг к другу, встречаются и сотворяют чудо жизни.
Потому что мы все понимаем,
но мне думается, что главное все-таки ноша во время перехода ляжет как раз на те плечи, головы которых уже осознают необходимость этих перемен. И они именно, это плечи наших современников, которые имеют такие понимающие головы и вынесут на своих, то есть на себе этот самый переход. И откроют как раз двери для индиго или вообще для такого отношения к ребенку, которого
So I guess we get to interview all three trees.
Yeah. If you'd like to, we can sing our national song.
Oh yeah, I would love it.
She could sing with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here.
Okay. У долины куст калины, в речке алая вода. Ты скажи, скажи, калина, как попала ты сюда? Ты скажи, скажи, калина, как попала я сюда?
How did you hear about it? Was it Mikael Petrovich, or did you hear it through reading a book, or a newspaper, or a friend?
Произошло так, что когда я еще училась в школе, я не хотела учиться в школе.
For as long as I remember, I did not want to attend school.
I didn't understand why people had to attend school, university, or go to work if they did not want to. It seemed predetermined. And I thought maybe my kids could be more lucky to grow up and do only what they would like to be doing. Then someone told me about the school. So I did research, read some articles, then came here. After 4 days, I called home and said I'm staying. It was enough for me to decide to stay here and be a part of it. It felt right. This is where I belong. And for me, it's essential.
I haven't read any books about Anastasia, as you, or something like haven't read about this school.
Yeah.
But my neighbors told me that this school exists, and that's why I decided immediately. I decided to come here without any doubt. Even just I packed my bag and told Mama that Mama, I should go there.
Wow.
And she even couldn't stop me. I just finishing my first university of historical faculty.
Wow.
I'll be the teacher of history, and then after a year and a half, I'll be a teacher of English.
So how 10th form? How old? What age were you when you came here? When you packed your bags and said, "I'm coming"?
I was 16.
And in essence, these children are absolutely reshaping their reality. They are connecting into a universal consciousness and living together embodied on this earth, supporting each other, holding their vision, desiring to take this template around the world. This connection is happening between the East and the West right now. Could you maybe just explain in general the school's philosophy here?
Yeah. There are 3 main principles of our school. Just live in accordance with your conscience, live in accordance with nature, and live in accordance with your duty to the whole world. Just to save the world.
From 5 a.m. in the morning to 10 p.m. they are doing lessons, they are working, they are architecting and blueprinting another building and creating it with their hands. They are rotating in pods to cook their meals for the other 290 students. They are working with their teachers, and their teachers themselves are students to them. There are children that are basically compiling 18 years of education in 2 years. That is unbelievable. It is just, it's absolutely incredible, the rate and the acceleration in which they're mastering education. They're taking what we can do when we tap into source consciousness and allow ourselves to bring down our gifts. The kids themselves are doing this with so much enthusiasm, so much direction. Time and time again, talking to them, they literally, all they desire is to stay here at this school. They don't even want to go home to their families. They're so intricately woven into the process itself of co-creating and bringing the energy in the way that they can basically do everything. They're treated as adults. They're allowed to be supported as adults in order for them to do what they came here to be and feel and know and live in this world. Would you say a lot of the children have different, like, latent abilities or special abilities, would you say?
It is the place where every child can show his abilities without any fear.
And so
the place helps a child to reveal his abilities.
And these children are allowed to connect into that frequency where they don't have to play or just learn on a particular one narrow dimensional learning process. It's circular instead of hierarchical, and I can't stress that enough, that it's just super exciting to watch, and it actually is totally brought an alignment in myself, into really finding and discovering my own child, my own divine child that is longing as it connects to all the other children around the world. What inspired this certain type of architecture? Where did your inspiration come from?
From the remote past, which is coming from generation to generation. Our ancestors, maybe our spirit, which is inside of us.
Yeah.
We just awaken.
Yes.
It awakens up. A lot of architects helped us. They showed us the way how to do it, and just everything else we did by ourselves.
By yourselves.
Yeah. Just we put all our soul,
yeah.
all our attitudes and emotions into every brick which you can see here.
Yes,
that's why I feel it's the atmosphere of joy, of harmony and eternity everywhere.
Yes. Yeah, we certainly can feel it here. It's tremendous. Yeah.
Меня зовут Антон, мне 21 год, я из города Санкт-Петербург.
Сколько лет в школе?
My name is Anton, I'm 21 and originally from St. Petersburg.
How long have you been at the school for?
I've been here for 4.5 years. I'm studying construction here at the school. Plus I'm a 4th year student of Rostov State Construction Institute and I'm practicing my skills at the school and beyond. Here at school, everyone is involved in construction. There are some elder and more experienced specialists, but there are also some very young students that we saw building the school. We have builders who graduated from the same university I'm in, and graduated architecture. They are all former students of the school. They do all of the design and technology work along with Mikael and other students. All of the art on the walls, every brick here is painted by many students. It is a collective creation of all children of Russia, from foundation to the roof. Sure, sometimes we give preferences to construction. However, the school study and other learning practices never stop. Simply choose to live more dynamically. The study process at the school goes year-round, it's everlasting.
So you don't have holidays?
We don't have any holidays, we study year-round. We understand that everybody needs to visit home. A student himself will choose the right time for it, and according to his or her needs, and in accordance with the collective schedule, so then he or her can be absent without interrupting the flow.
What is the value of the construction experience at the school?
First of all, a child proving to himself the ability to build real things with their own hands. He's not playing a game of cubes, but rather putting bricks on bricks to build a building. It makes the child become more serious, more grown up, more responsible for everything he does. Everyone has to be able to do everything. Wouldn't it be interesting to study masonry, for example, besides dancing and singing? Every human wants to develop oneself to the greatest capacity and wants to learn a great deal of skills.
What are your plans for the future?
I've got plenty of plans which I try to integrate in my head. I would like to be a part of the school. I would like to do my own serious business. I want to develop myself, build networks, schools, cities.
I'm so excited, and yet at the same time I'm just being so difficult to express in words all the different layers of what this school represents. Because on one level I'm talking to you about this school and what they're doing and the amount they're accomplishing with absolutely little or no funding. They have no government support and have not had government support in the last 3 or 4 years. And some of these children are sleeping in cold through the winter in half-built houses. And they're so dedicated to keeping this interdependent, co-creative relationship alive. They don't want to go anywhere else. They are willing to drop the materialistic necessities in order to continue this process of this energy of incredible light and absolute love, which is pulsing. And when you walk around and you go through the different departments and the different martial arts activities, different dance activities, different learning environments, where different pods where you've seen them sew their clothes, and where they do their lectures, and where they get together in the mess hall and eat their food. I mean, it is a thriving, alive environment. And it has taken me a big part of my own personal effort just to keep up with the energies. The very dances that they do, that were channeled through Mikhail Petrovich's wife, beloved wife. She channeled these ancient Cossack dances and choreographed them, and these children have assimilated these beautiful and strong and powerful and just enlightening movement that just spins and twirls and connect. It's like they're connecting into their lineage, which is so ancient and is directly connected to the land and connected to the dolmens themselves, and the whole intricate electromagnetic field of the area it's like it's all channeling through these children. Okay, so here we are in the incredible sewing room of this amazing Shitinian school, and these are the children who are creating these costumes that they use in their celebrations, based on the Cossacks' tradition here in the Black Sea, the ancient way of life here that they're reigniting in these costumes. So what's your name?
My name is Vasilisa. Vasilisa.
And how long have you been at the school for?
3 года.
So can you maybe talk a little bit about these costumes?
Можно по-русски?
You can speak in Russian.
Yeah, speak Russian, sure, I can translate it, sure, no problem.
Но эти костюмы были сделаны.
These costumes were created mainly for performances.
Костюмы вот такого вида для.
And this costume is for a celebration show and a parade.
So they wear it for a very special occasion, and it's more like a Cossack uniform.
So what's she making now?
She makes a dress for practice and choreography. Lyceum students sew their dance wear for themselves, to wear it for practice.
Мережка, вот это вот древний очень способ обработки.
Here is a combination of ancient ways to crafting called merezhka.
Combination of different techniques here.
Вот еще.
Wow, amazing. Everyone does everything here. It's great. Self-sufficient children.
Yeah. Дети, которые для себя все делают, молодцы.
I love these kids. I don't know what to say. They're a part of me. They're everything that I experienced at this school was so fundamentally different and yet so real for me. It was like walking into a space of Hogwarts. These children who are studying in this school, and they're completely embodying this mastery and this frequency of what we would term in the West this indigo consciousness. And yet it's not indigo to them. It's just a normal way of life. They're running so much energy. Their frequency is so high, and they're being supported, and there's no doubts or fears or control or hierarchical structures that get in the way of them bringing forth their gifts to share with the world and to share with each other. And many of them are discovering these gifts in the process of the developmental stages that they go through in every year as they tune in to their ancestral environment and as they connect in to the spirit of the intention of the visionary Mikael Petrovich.
Дуже росли, ти заграй сонікам листочками, радовод полни сынами, дочками.
It was one of the most profoundest experiences of my life that I've ever been able to connect on this level with children who are not children. They are masters, and they are creating their world in every moment, living in this mastery. If you allow yourself to tune into this web and this frequency of love and infinite absolute light, you are connected not only to the Lyceum children in Russia, but to all children who are now around this world connecting into this new earth consciousness. And they are here to build a new earth destiny with us.
Yes, the new earth is rising. Gaia is her name.
Thank you. Namaste. Spasiba, as they say here in Russian. Bless you, and may you receive all that you desire for the highest good of all.